I have self-control today.
You
I
do.
sure hope
So
you
proud of
do.
you. So
I
proud
mean,
of you.
after what happened last week, we had a fucking blast. We went to store. We got some good eats. We partied, and a vehicle drove into a ditch, and not a single drop of alcohol was involved.
And this time I wasn't driving when it happened. It's like, I'm sorry, no, somebody's got to talk to police. So this time, I decided to be in the trunk because the last time I was in the back, they went up to them
Man,
when
I'm
I was
never
in the
going to live
passenger
this
seat.
down, am I?
Yeah,
Well,
we
the
were
funny
pulled
thing
over.
is, weird
Go ahead.
shit happens when I'm not looking, and I wasn't outside seeing you pull in. I was too busy ordering a pizza.
No, I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
See, after you left, Art said, hey, while we were going around, I was like, this is all cool and all, but I kind of wish something more exciting would happen.
No,
He
yeah,
did-
it's true. Yeah, but that's not exactly what I have in mind.
Monkey's paw. But go
Probably-
on.
Yeah.
We
Go
don't
on,
need
dude.
to go in infinite detail about what happened with me and my car, okay? It's done. It's over.
I'll say this much from my perspective. When you were about to pull into the driveway, I noticed you were going in the ditch, and I turned and said, he's probably going to stop for a second, realize he's in the ditch, and
You
then
give me
reverse, right? And
you
that's when
give
I
me too
turned.
much credit.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm sorry. Turned away for a second. I'm like, all right. And right when I looked away, I heard a skid sound. Then I turned back. I was like, oh, no, this is not good. Not good. Not good. And here we are, yeah. But
Well,
yeah, I'll say this
I'm
much. What
sorry
you
I
said
was
earlier
trying
is
to
true.
avoid hitting children.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Bill's character, not really. It's like taking vitamins.
And don't you find it funny that we're all talking about a story that absolutely no one in chat fully understands?
Yeah,
Well,
everyone's kind of like, are they RPing right now? What is this?
okay. No, everyone's saying hello, and I'm going to say hello to everyone else back. But what's going on is that last Monday we all hung out in a city that we all really like, and and we also had another friend who used to be in some of my videos. And
Who might
everything
you
was
be
all
talking to?
Inotech. He used to be called on YouTube. Now he's known as Squeak. Now he's known on Twitter as Squeakball, but I'm not going to go into details in that. But
Well, okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna question that either.
but when we hung out, we all decided to rendezvous at his place because he actually lives in the city, and play some Smash Brothers. And I was hitching a ride with Art, and we were following Inotech, and Windsor was lagging behind his vehicle, but I gave him a drive.
Lagging behind, I wasn't even in my car yet when you two drove off and left me.
I was well, I don't know.
I had to play catch up.
Hey, I'm sorry. Darkscream was playing some good rap music, and I just drive faster and better when I do. So, yeah, I think I need to stop listening to industrial metal. It makes me forget what a brake pedal's for. But yeah,
And I just remember I was like taking a while ordering my pizza, and then I go, "What's going on?" I go outside, and I see your vehicle stuck in a ditch. Not as damaged as it could have been, but
oh yeah.
I mean, I was in control even when I wasn't in control, but
Oh, you mean like when you kept trying to reverse and it kept going in, and you come to the bright conclusion,
to give up, yes.
No,
yes, that was from breaking.
well,
Hey,
after we told you stop 4 times.
At the end of
Was
the
it 5
turn, I
times?
did still have to drive forward. Okay, even the tow truck said so.
That's not how I viewed it. That's not how I viewed it.
well, anyways,
Could have been much worse, though. Could have been much
true.
worse.
But yeah, we
Still
gotta do
funny.
something about the parking once we head over there the next time.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna park in the ditch, not like in it like I was before, but in it like sideways.
Yeah. Yeah, just go right in the ditch. You
I don't
actually
think-
look better that way.
I don't think he cares about his lawn.
No, I don't think he does.
It's a small lawn. He cares about his backyard, but I know because he wants to like put like neon colored lights decorations on his backyard for whatever reason. But I know his front lawn, I don't think he cares that much about it. There's not much of a front lawn there anyways.
Well, let me know when he gets those lights going. I'll bring the glow sticks.
I think it'd be pretty hilarious if he got
Yeah.
some neat
I think
shit.
his lights are racist too, dude. Like we were changing all different kinds of colors, and we said, "Hey, okay, change it to black." The fucking lights went off. How do I know this? Because when I turn the lights off, they looked exactly the same.
Yeah,
It went through every color. But black, oh no. Yeah, party's over, huh? All right. Yeah, I see how it is, Google. I see.
No,
I see
no.
what you're
You
doing.
know what would have been great if you said turn the lights black and then part of them turned blue and the other part turned red.
Well, that would be more accurate. But yeah, even funnier, I was like, some things would probably just turn white if there actually was a black light.
all right.
Yeah.
But to answer Jojo Mon's question, if he's still here, I did not see the Bumblebee movie. Kind of missed my opportunities, even though I heard great things about it.
I hear it's a really good Herbie spinoff.
Is Michael Bay still directing those movies?
He's producing them, but he's not directing them, which is one of the reasons why that movie was probably good.
Wow. So we finally realized that tits and explosions is not really components for a good movie. It only took 15 fucking years for y'all to finally realize this point. I don't think they really care, but that's
I don't care if money's involved. But anyways, yeah.
Shazam movie earlier today.
Last week I was set to do this live stream, but I didn't do it because of Legendary Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 2. I had to finish that fucking game up, and took way longer than I expected. I still had like 16 hours of gameplay left. And I was like, I was going to get it done early in the morning. I was like, all right, this is it. And then I get to that final part of the story. I was like, okay, we're close to the end. Oh, there's an epilogue. And now there's an epilogue for that epilogue. And I'm still doing side quests. When is it going to end? When's it going to stop? And I was like, I couldn't even finish the game on time because if I didn't do that, I'd be showing up in the city much later because I would have overslept. So I was like, screw it, I'll finish it the following night. But regardless, trying to keep spoilers to a minimum, but I still thought the game ended really super strong. I still loved the hell out of that game. I just wish I was more prepared to see how long I had left.
Sometimes epilogues in JRPGs tend to be longer than you think they are.
True, but like, this was longer than this was longer than Persona 4's. I did the epilogue to that too. I remember that one lasted like a good hour or two. This Trails of Cold Steel 2, because it's like part 2 of 4, by the way. I thought they were just going to leave a lot of shit for the next 2 sequels, but no, they wanted to wrap a particular part up as efficiently as possible before you move on to the third game. So it was a big surprise to me, and I didn't. I could have just stopped the game from there, just wait till another day. But I said, but I had a hard time completing that game before. It actually took me over 2 years to finish it because that feeling you get when you finish a really good game you love and you're sad because you're done with it 100%. Post-gaming depression.
No, I don't know what that is. I usually just play the game over again. But when I get that urge that, I really did like that game, I just play it over. Like, the game doesn't really end for me until I stop playing it and move on. But I don't know. But that's an interesting insight. And
yes, we are going to get to the results, Wheaton, on what I'm going to review next. But yeah, Magus, he's still around. He's doing mostly live streams and some rants here and there. I don't know what happened to Jericho Skrink, but I think I had a falling out with that guy or something. He and I never really got along all that much. But yeah, Trails of Cold Steel 2. I say when the first game comes out on PS4, I recommend both you guys picking that game up. The Windsor, there's a waifu in that game that's perfect for you.
That's a pretty big thing to say, man.
She's a short stack, and she likes to sleep.
Okay, well that answers
Sounds
that.
pretty familiar, yeah.
If anyone pays attention to my live streams and sees my PSN icon, they know who I romance in that game. All right. So, who wants to look at the results on what I'm going to watch next?
Let's see. I'm totally not aware of it.
I've been a little bit in the dark on it too. You mentioned it briefly.
Well, I posted a video, a couple of words. Did I say a couple of words? I posted a video a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Called "How You Want This to Go Down," which was going to be my next requested review, and I did a little rant about whether or not, asking people why should I keep reviewing reviews and stuff like that, and at the same time seeing, okay, you can post a comment to vote for either Tech Command Blade or After War Gundam X, and well, people commented and gave some thoughts, some input, and we're going to look at those results.
This might sound good.
I do know. I think I know what the answer is already because the comments stopped. Only lasted for about a day anyway. So
yeah. Little did we know that word is actually a measurement of time. I didn't know it was a verb or whatever it is, noun. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, a few words ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna start using that.
Oh, Matt Wheaton. While I'm pulling up the video, why don't you tell me your thoughts on NISA localizing Trails of Cold Steel 3? I'll just wait for him to comment. Yeah, how do you want this to go down?
Remake 2 Electric Zombie Boogaloo. Oh, look, the game I think is going to be good, especially after I've tried to make it a point to avoid seeing too much footage of the game because information overload is a thing nowadays. Playing that timed demo, which I was a little pissed about, but I could understand. It definitely is solid and kind of sort of. I kind of agree with Jim Sterling saying that the old games having bad controls adds to it, which I mean I kind of disagree with, but it kind of puts to rest that new games made in that same style have to retain bad controls because this game definitely is solid in terms of controls. You can move and shoot, and it's a little bit more action oriented, but the level design and the way the zombies are, you still have to take a slower paced approach to it. The zombies are much more of a threat than they used to be, and the areas you're in are more tight and compact because what a lot of people don't want to, they fail to realize with games like Resident Evil 4 and stuff like that, the areas are wide open. So you're not confined to just one area. It's very rarely where you're in a tight, compacted space. The Ganados and those zombies in question, they tend to move in very strange patterns, but you have a lot of liberty of movement. That's not the case with Resident Evil Remake 2. Well, the second one, that is. Yeah.
So I've heard from the Castle Super Beast podcast. That's the podcast that got resurrected from the Super Best Friends with Pat and Wooly. That Pat said he did some data mining or something. Apparently, there is a classic mode in the game. So that means that there might be a version there might be a mode in the game that actually does do the fixed camera angles and possibly tank controls. But
there may be other things too. It may have ink ribbons.
Well, there is a typewriter in the game. I played the 30-minute demo.
Well, that's true, but so did Resident Evil 4. And that didn't have ink ribbons. Like, the typewriter is kind of just like, over the years, been a save point. Resident Evil 7 had a tape recorder, which, now that I think about it, I need to go back and play. And it's a little bit of an engaging experience for me. I'm playing on my computer, but I ran that demo on my computer. I don't know if anyone else did this, and you mentioned this to me the other day, Darkscream, that you should play this game under headphones. I'm not joking either, because that immersion, that sense of immersion really adds more to it. I did this with a lot of games, particularly with The Witcher 3. The sound, like I'm a big audiophile, and the
Yeah,
slightest splash of water can really especially in a game like Resident Evil, it can kind of make me a little antsy. But that's the fun of it. That's the real reason why we play these games.
I too am cautiously optimistic about Trails of Cold Steel 3. I made a video about it. But anyways, let's go through the comments and the votes. Let's see. Magus X1, he votes Tekman Blade. Oni Ryo, Tekman Blade, because I'm curious if I should add to my watch list beyond YouTube clips. Matt Wheaton votes Gundam X. Trust me, dude, you'll love it. So that's 2 Tekman, 1 Gundam X. Now to Ice is Tekman Blade. Otis Mihan, he commented 3 times, but I'm going to count it as 1. It's Tekman Blade. MST3K Tom says, I think you already know my answer, which is actually Tekman Blade. Nightman votes Gundam X. Kiavala, Death Drive Mark III, votes Tekman Blade. This Is Not Metal votes Gundam X. ASM Knight votes Gundam X. Windsor votes Gundam X in order to make it a tie.
You might as well just say I vote Gundam X because I wasn't unsure. No, I'm kidding. You can't do that.
Tekman Blade is voted by Sonic X9. Pie Guy 07 votes Gundam X.
Tied again.
Bill Asperger votes Gundam X. And Angel B votes Gundam X.
Gundam X wins.
Yeah, it was a very close results, but Gundam X actually wins by 1 vote.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I be a dick and just say Tekman Blade now?
No.
No. Okay. Damn.
That being said, that means I didn't expect that many people. I thought it was going to be unanimous on Tekman Blade because of the familiarity.
To be honest, I don't know anything about Tekman Blade, but that's me. I'm the uncultured swine here.
I
imagine
never heard
if
anything.
I just didn't vote at all, it would have really been a tie.
Barely.
Interesting, huh?
I barely heard anything about Gundam X before. Other than that, it was a Gundam series in the 90s. I heard less of it than Turn of Gundam. So I was actually surprised to see people actually cast a vote for that show. They usually actually vote for the ones they're more familiar with, or that's what I came to. That's the conclusion I came to with my anime club.
Well, we're different.
Yeah, we're cultured swine.
We need you to watch things before we do, so we can figure out if they're worth.
And please don't look up the synopsis on them when you do. Like some people we know that do that.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, did I drive the knife in too deep there? Hang on, let me just oh, there's the stapler. Let me just go ahead and get that from you. Gotta love Office Space even now.
All right, so another news article came out in relation to Trails of Cold Steel 3 when NIS announced it, but they actually dropped who the 3 people were working who were heading the project, and that's cool and all, except for the fact that not one of them is a programmer, because I heard about some weird-ass glitches from previous NIS games I never even heard of before. Where anything... Oh, I love this comment. I'm going to say this. Matt Wheaton says... We're anything but the plebs that use Digibro for Neverworld and the like to base their anime opinions on.
For Neverworld, is that a person's name or?
That's a YouTuber's name, and he is a super boring mainstream shonen boy.
Oh God.
Yeah, Naruto this, One Piece that, Black Clover this.
Well, I mean, if that's what he likes, but like, is that a problem, or is that, or is he just saying if it's not what he wants, then it's bad?
No. To me, that's just a thing that doesn't interest me. Like, it's just taste I don't relate to, so therefore I'm not really worth this guy's time.
Right. So you're just kind of like, well, this is what he likes, and
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is what he likes. This is boring shit. Let's see if I can find another YouTuber that can talk about interesting stuff. And there's a couple of them, like I mentioned the self-hating weep before, and Mercury Falcon. He reviews like classic fucking Shotaro Ishinomori anime stuff. So
and then there's Digibro. What is like? I don't understand with where the mentioning of his. Remember, I'm uncultured, so I'm a little in the black, the dark with this. Shut up, shut up. Come on, we're all black, right? Remember? You remember? I was there.
I don't glow in the dark, my friend.
Well, I don't exactly. Well, my teeth glow in the dark, but that's beside the point. It's beside the point. What exactly is the point? So what is the whole thing with Digibro? Because I heard a little bit about the whole Goblin Slayer thing, which I haven't watched yet, and it probably ain't as bad as people kept making it out to be. But I'm trying to just kind of understand what he meant by that.
Imagine if Doom was set in a fantasy world. They're done.
Oh, is that the entire thing?
Main character is Doom guy, but kills goblins.
All right, traits is gun for a sword.
pretty much
Yeah. Why was anyone mad?
rape scene.
Because
Oh man. Yeah. Is that in the first episode?
yeah,
Yep.
Okay, good. I don't have to go far to see it, so that I can finally see this and go, okay, this probably wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. And I haven't done too much research on it because when I watch the show, I'm gonna go beyond the controversy.
Well, I've
if
seen
you
the
want
first
to call it
episode,
that.
Goblet Slayer, and I just still didn't care.
Didn't care for it.
Not when you do fantasy. I think I like fantasy comedy more than fantasy seriousness. Hence why I like Slayers,
what are you
Konosuba, and
talking
Dragon
about?
Half.
Goblin Slayer is a great comedy. Do you see how he MacGyvers his way out of all of these fights?
Your sarcasm isn't going to get you nowhere, Windsor. I'm
Is he
just going
being
to get you.
serious? He might be serious. I don't know.
He kills a beholder with a bag of flour at one point.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm gonna have to watch that now. You've sold me.
Because flour is flammable,
But-
so he used the beholder's laser beam eyes to blow.
I also didn't think the show was that violent. They did a lot of like cutaways to the gory discretion shots.
Kind of implied.
Yeah, kind of implied. Because Japanese TV standards on violence has been more strict than it was years ago.
Matt Wheaton, is that true? Are people really mad about Rise of the Shield Hero?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit, but let me finish up Goblin Slayer because people are probably going to be flabbergasted as to why I'm not interested. But that, and yeah, there was a rape scene in it. It was pretty milquetoast, and either my phone was going bad or my eyes are starting to get bad. But did that Goblin Slayer get fucking? Did he turn into a CG model in certain shots?
I'm not sure.
He looked like he turned into a crappy CG model in certain shots.
I can't tell if it was CG or just really warped shading. But
that's my problem. I can't tell either. But sometimes it looked like bad CG. But whatever. I was just less than impressed. And I'm not even going to watch the first episode of Shield Hero. But I will say people who are criticizing it are fucking idiots. Tell them, Windsor.
I've watched the first 2 episodes. I've read the entire manga. I love it.
You're talking about Rise of the Shield Hero?
Yeah. I love an MC that's like super jaded, just like me. So it's really great to have a character that I can truly sympathize with.
I was kind of dragged into watching the first episode, and as it went on, I kept thinking to myself, this better not be another Sword Art Online, but better, because even though I don't have a problem with Sword Art Online, it just doesn't maintain my interest. I've really tried.
That's how I pretty much. I'm with you on that same boat, Art.
Like Sword Art Online to me felt like Dot Hack, but all the mystery just sucked out of it. Whereas Dot Hack is the opposite of Sword Art Online. It's more about, the mystery behind the world rather than, the rules that are within it. No one really cares about the game itself. If you want that, then play the actual video games based upon Dot Hack. And it's the lore and the mythos that's interesting to me in Dot Hack. But with Sword Art Online, it almost feels like a show made for people that know about people that play video games and say, "See, we know what you like too. It's just like this." It's like, no, it actually can't be as good because it involves me to directly interact.
Shield Hero actually also uses some video game logic to its world, but it's way more like versatile. It's not just like, cookie cutter. This sword does this, this does this. The actual system it uses is really unique and interesting.
Yeah, it kind of makes it keeps me wondering what we're gonna see, and especially with the main character right out the jump, not only being thrown to the wayside, but being forced into a position where he's having a harder to start than anyone else. So I'm interested to see
Everyone
what
likes
comes from there.
everyone likes a good underdog story.
True.
Yeah, it's more interesting. It's more to build off of because I can only imagine how it would be if one of the other three were the main character. Like there wouldn't be much to
It would
build
be
off of.
boring because the other
Yeah.
three are kind of D-backs.
Hey, isn't that what Sword Art Online would be pretty much? Like, didn't you tell me there's like a joke behind the Shield Hero's design being very similar?
No, not the shield heroes. The sword heroes joke is that he's designed to look like Kirito, and
Oh,
he's
okay.
smug and gets like berated for screwing things up because he thinks he gets
A free pass.
yeah.
Uh,
Like each one of the four heroes are supposed to represent a different isekai character archetype. You
I
have
see.
the oblivious idiot with Lance Hero. You have the loner in Archer,
Edgelord,
and
yeah.
you have the edge. I wouldn't really call him an edge lord. The stoic, no personality hero in the sword hero.
And then the Shield Hero's kind of like the base average guy. I don't. Or is he just or is it what I see through the show itself?
Like you learn more about them, but
Well,
they're hardly relevant this season
well,
anyway.
everyone on the left and right is getting upset he's spaghetti because apparently the plot is all centered around a false rape accusation.
Not the entire plot, only this season's plot, and it's
It's
going to
only
be
one
resolved by the
episode.
end of it. And I'll tell you this, all right, without giving away any spoilers, it's more to it than just a simple false rape accusation.
Yeah, there's way
It
more to
actually
it.
goes super deep into a lot of other stuff. But because people only like giving things the one episode treatment and judging the entire show based on that, they completely
Terrible.
ignore the fact that there's an
Yeah, I know
overall
somebody that does that.
storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, because honestly, at the end of that first episode, it kind of left me wanting more, which I think is what it should do. I think that the first episode is a pretty unfair evaluation, but yeah, if you're not going to stick around after, I'd say the first
And here,
5
and
episodes.
here's the thing: everyone it seems so shocked about this plot when the source material has been out for months, which means they waited specifically for these anime adaptations so they can get all upset about these plot lines, despite the fact they knew they were coming long before it actually aired.
It's either that or niggas don't read or like
Which,
to read.
which is funny because I'm burning the Anime News Network reviewers here for this, specifically all the beta white guys who did the review for it, because the ones who weren't gave it a all right, like it's kind of in the middle ground review. And then as soon as they complain about false rape accusations, one of their people makes a false rape accusation.
Yeah. Don't you think that that's a little bit timed though? Like, don't you think that they realize that they're working an angle for the sake of like
Of course
viewership?
they are. Look, we talk about video game journalists, but it's journalists everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't trust a majority of these websites.
Yeah, there's all about either agenda pushing or flame fanning. You know, what can we do to get a reaction and rise out of these people so we can get some ad revenue and view numbers and everything. It's really all it's about. Like they don't actually care about what they say that they say you should be concerned about based
Here's
upon
the,
what they say.
here's the thing that shocks me. They're getting so upset about the false rape accusation, but they're completely ignoring one of the main things in the show is slavery.
Yeah, that was another thing. I was like, so
They're mad about the slavery, right? Nope, just the false
no,
Well,
rape.
that's
just
what
the
they
face.
do when they push an agenda in their fucking journal articles. They're going to ignore all the things that fucking contradict their statements.
It's called
It's
cherry
all the
picking.
time. It's nothing I haven't heard about. It's shit I've heard about over and over again. I'm ready to wrap up this talking point. But yeah, you would recommend Shield Hero, Windsor?
I would recommend Shield Hero.
All right.
As a curmudgeon for anime as of late,
Al,
I would recommend it too.
yeah, if you're not up to just watching the show, at least read the manga.
Yeah, it's actually be a faster experience, so that way you can't complain about how fast or how much time you have.
The other fun thing, right, about the whole thing is they're talking about how the author self-inserted his hatred of women into this show, completely ignoring the fact the author is a woman.
Yeah, so she. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'll
Well,
play devil's advocate
no.
for that though.
The author's identity is unknown, but the author goes by a female pseudonym.
Really?
Now is it a guy using a female pseudonym to to get around this? That may be the case, but you know who the artist is? A woman.
Clearly. So she'd have to know what she's getting into before anything is written.
So if you're saying you hate this show, then you're also saying this woman shouldn't have a job.
More importantly, it's so strange, but it's kind of common to most human beings that they just can't separate the artist from the work.
It's not that they can't, it's that it doesn't benefit them doing so. Why would they go through all this work when they could just spin it a way that's more entertaining?
I see what you're saying. It's also back to that working the angle
They don't
thing.
actually care about any of this.
No.
It's here to just spin an angle, to get a reaction, to get them clicks.
So, anyways, before earlier this morning, I was assembling a little SD gunpla.
How'd that turn out?
We thought it came with a particular inner frame, but no, that was still sold separately, and that was on both of us because
we can't read.
Yeah, it said SD frame included. And I thought
y'all can't read. I wasn't there.
Like it said SD frame included, but it didn't say the SD cross silhouette frame included, which is supposed to be the new frame that was supposed to add more flexibility to the SD parts and make them just a little less stubby. But I decided, oh, what the hell? I'll assemble it anyways in the morning, and it even didn't take that long. But
all's well that ends well, I suppose.
Like I said, SDs are really easy to build because they're designed for women to purchase them.
But yeah, here he is. Here's Crossbone.
Are you serious, Winston?
Are you serious? I thought SDs had a different origin than that. I thought it was the bear guys that they were pairing.
The bear guys came after. SDs were their way to try and appeal to a more female audience by making cutesy versions of all the Gundam models. But then
I thought it was for the kids, but now that I think about it, it makes more sense.
Probably a mixture of both. That's what they always advertise females playing with the SDs in the Build Fighter series.
Yeah, it's almost as if it's almost the exact opposite of the Barbie toys being played with girls. It's like,
why they're making the cross frame silhouettes, because they know guys actually like SDs, so they want to make frames for them that have versatility. But then still keep it to where girls can buy the.
And they like it, go for it.
Yeah, I mean,
they certainly know the demographic.
I mean, this guy's leg keeps falling apart sometimes, but yeah. And this little weapon right here, I can actually turn it into two different weapons. Excuse me a second. If he can fucking let go of it. There we go. All right, just get this part out here.
One day I'm gonna just get me a Wing Epion model. Cause I'm not a big fan of Gundam, but I always did love that design.
All right, this. Put it here. There we go. And it's a fucking sword. And I think this is just a regular ass gun. Yep. So what's the chat been saying?
Aitzen said, but the bears are kawaii for women.
Yeah.
But SDs make sense for both.
That's right. That's what it's all about.
And now he's got a gun and a sword.
When I made Nightingale.
And it will still never get an anime adaptation.
Yeah, I'm real sorry about that. Yeah. So you've been reading Origin? I haven't.
I've read volume 1. I haven't started on volume 2 yet, and I have volume. No, I only. There's 14 volumes, and they're all huge, but I only have the first 3 so far.
Okay, so you're just taking time until you finish them.
Yeah. Can't wait for volume 3 because that one focuses on Rambo Rao.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, leader of the Goof Troop.
God damn it.
Goof Troop.
Yeah. I also played the Resident Evil demo of RE2 Make. And
just scream like a bitch, or
headshots don't work as effectively as I want them to.
No, they do. You have to time it. Plus, when you did the headshot, were you far or were you close?
A little bit far.
You have to be a little bit closer. If you're too far, the bullets won't have as much effect.
I don't want them getting close to me. That's creepy. It's gross. I don't like to get bitten. It's nasty. Ew.
Well, you're playing the wrong game. Playing the wrong game, motherfucker. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
That being said, I do like the fact that Leon is an inexperienced rookie again, and not some kind of super cool badass soldier for the president.
That has a codec, but not really.
I hated that fucking scene in that new Resident Evil film where him and Chris are like shooting zombies in a hallway and they're trying to look cool doing so.
Yeah.
It looked so fucking retarded. I hated that scene so much.
Resident Evil it took a nosedive in the wrong direction after Resident Evil 5. It just, I don't know. It lost its way. But it seems like it's getting its way back because after Resident Evil 7, we get this. Some people want Resident Evil 3 to be remade.
I heard rumors that already
it could be done. I don't want it. You know, the biggest issue I had with Resident Evil 3 when it was new was that everything with the Nemesis was sequenced. So regardless of how random it feels, you know it's going to always happen a certain way. So it became more of a nuisance to me than an actual threat because it doesn't give you the option to really make decisions and I guess in a manner of speaking, a timely manner. So if they were to remake it, they would have to do it in a way where the randomness factor of Nemesis, there's more variations rather than this sequence of events shit. So I don't know. Maybe if it does well, they'll remake the second.
As for Mortal Kombat 11, it looks great, but I'm not going to buy the game immediately.
I'm gonna wait a little while on that too.
I'm waiting for the complete edition because you know they're going to do that. Yeah, you know they're going to do that, and I'd rather that. And I don't love modern fighting games a whole lot outside of
anything from Arc Systems.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to say Dragon Ball Fighters and Guilty Gear Xrd.
Yeah, like I hate to say it, but yeah, they're anything from Arc Systems. I mean, so that includes Under Night, by the way, because French Bread has been absorbed by.
I need to get my hands on that game, whether it's on PC or PlayStation.
Yeah, nigga, what you doing? Come on, I got it too. I got make sure you get the latest version though. Otherwise,
late EXC or whatever it's called.
I forget exactly what it's called, but just check the description and make sure it mentions one of the newer both of the newer characters or something like that. I
But
haven't really played it a whole lot lately, but the game is solid. The
it's just
character
that
is actually complete.
I played Soul Calibur 6 and it wasn't a terrible game, but like after 2 weeks, I kind of just got apathetic towards it. And same thing with Injustice. I plan to stream that game tomorrow with Magus if he's still up for it on
I do
his
have that
channel.
game, by the way. I haven't played it in a year.
But on his channel tomorrow morning, actually. So it's gonna be where everyone's in school. And yeah, we can't do it in the evening because we're all gonna see Super Broly tomorrow.
Yeah, this will be the first anime movie I've seen in a while. It'll be the first Dragon Ball movie I've went to go see in the theaters.
Windsor and I did see the previous two in theaters, and they're a great experience for sure. Like crowds. Same with the Digimon movie too.
Really out here?
Yeah.
Digimon, weird.
Yep, it was all here. I didn't watch the other ones in theaters because they did some bizarre stuff where they skipped movie 2 and 3, but they showed movie 4 in theaters. I don't get it.
Yeah,
and I played a bit of Tekken 7, but I don't feel motivated to play the new season, or even much less get the pass. I don't know. I just don't care.
Well, I mean, hey, you don't have to get the season pass if the characters don't interest you.
But the sad part is, 10 years ago, they would have. Lei Wulong, Julia Chang, Craig Marduk, Armor King. I loved all those characters back then.
Okay, we'll get the season pass.
Well, but I wouldn't play the game as much.
Yeah, I mean, I got Anna.
Like, what fighting game?
Use Anna.
What fighting games am I playing instead? Smash Brothers, Third Strike.
Yeah, Smash Brothers, whatever. Fine, I'll let you have it. Go ahead. Third Strike. Well, I mean,
like, I'll never get tired of that game ever.
Yeah, Third Strike is still fun even after. Has it been 20 years now?
Almost. It's going to be 20 years in May 17th, which I have plans for, by the way.
Let's see. The day after a friend's birthday, May 16th.
Into the heat of battle.
Yeah, if I can actually put on a controller that doesn't hurt my fingers, then I'll do a little bit better than the last time we faced off. I may or may not be playing Hugo. I don't know. You'll have to see.
That would be interesting because I'm actually learning Alex.
Well, that's kind of the point. Yeah, I took that into consideration. Now, I wish I could pick stages too. I mean, it would probably just be Necro stage all the time.
I did pick up Travis Strikes Again for the Switch, and it's pretty good so far. But they did that thing that I really don't like it. What game developers do, they create a hostage situation.
What do you mean? Like it's part of a plot device or gameplay?
No, more of a development element. It's when you want to see a particular sequel or thing from a franchise, and the developers or producers would go, "Okay, we'll do that if you support this." Like, for example, like last year, you want to see the classic Teen Titans return? You want that badly? Go see Teen Titans Go to the movies in theaters now.
Didn't you like that movie, though?
I didn't see that movie.
I thought you said that you saw that movie.
I didn't see that movie. Who fucking saw that movie? Windsor, did you see it?
Nope, it wasn't me.
It might have been someone else in our Discord server.
Maybe Lance?
Maybe.
Somebody. I don't know. I don't remember who.
But
in
the case of Travis Strikes Again, and I was like on the fence of whether or not I should pick up the game because it was only $30, but I didn't. But I heard about the lack of Robert Ekin Downs voicing Travis Touchdown, which, by the way, he's voicing that character in the game, so they got him back. So that's good.
I see. So this is the original voice actor.
Yeah, and Steve Bloom plays Bad Girl's dad. I was always invested in the character of Bad Girl's dad. Thankfully, my prayers were answered. It's an inside joke. But bad man, as he's called. And but they pretty much said, "Oh, we could make a No More Heroes 3 for real this time. We just need you to support Traffic Strikes Again.
Yeah, they did
Some
that with
people-
Soul Calibur 6 as well.
Some people were less than happy about that, but
Yeah,
it's
they did
not
that with Soul
terrible.
Calibur
Traffic
6.
Strikes Again. I'm playing it so far. It's a top-down hack and slash game. It's not terrible.
It's different than the other ones. Where
Yeah,
is it a spin-off,
it's
you
got,
said?
yeah, it's kind of a spin-off, and it's got the Suda 51 zaniness in it, so and that's why I like it, like the No More Heroes games. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't gotten that far into it. I'm like still on the second Death Ball game, but it's fun so far.
Which reminds me, one of the first games I bought when I got a PS3 a few years back was Killer is Dead, which was an interesting little experiment. The game had some programming issues, but I thought it was fun. That was Pseudo 51 as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Killer is Dead, though.
Killer is bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely had a lot of,
But yeah, like you said earlier, they did that with Soul Calibur 6. They kind of like blackmail the fans. They're like, I'm not going to say that we won't ever make another Soul Calibur game if this doesn't sell well, but, we probably won't make another one if it doesn't. So, not that I'm blackmailing anyone or anything. It's like, okay, you just did that. You just played the guilt card, hardcore. Oh,
Yeah.
it's not a bad game. I played it. It's not a bad game. It feels like what should have been long ago. I don't understand how these companies they lose their way once they realize, hey, if we make these games more often, we'll make more money. That just creates more problems.
That's what I said whenever you release, especially with fighting games, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
If the actual number sequel is barely any different than the previous one, then what's the point?
Right. Say what you will about the Mortal Kombat games. At least they ever since Mortal Kombat 9, like they've taken the time to actually space these games out and figure out what the fuck they should be doing. Now, is the battle design sensible? Hell no. The game's a mess in terms of balance every fucking time NRS comes out with a game, but people like it. The game, I don't really care for it because I'm coming from like a Japanese fighting game developer standpoint where you use normals that cancel in the specials. They use a bunch of chain combos and tandem with their specials. So it takes a little bit more time for me to get used to these things, and it's more buttonsy. I'm not really into that. I'm more of a slower pace approach type of guy where it's more about precision of execution. Mortal Kombat's input leniency is like a 5-year-old can play it. In fact, one of my 6-year-old nephew plays the game, so they make that of what you will. I don't know.
I don't know. I played Mortal Kombat when I was 5. Gore?
Yeah.
Who cares about that?
3, 2, 1. Boom.
Yeah.
Well, now you don't anymore because now you're dead.
I mean,
I
like
don't know,
I
I
said,
started getting into the
they weren't
games.
bad games, but they're not. They don't. I don't get invested in them like I do the older fighting games. Like it's like, yeah, this game's fun, but for some reason, I feel like playing King of Fighters '96.
I don't know. I was raised on just the high quality of violence in my video games. Like Mortal Kombat's violence, the way it was displayed. Yeah, it was over the top, but there was just something about it that just made me shake my head and giggle. I'm like, okay, this is not only is this not cool, but it just gets old after a while. Once you get used and desensitized to the idea of violence, no matter how young or old you are, you just kind of say, well, what else is there? And it just never kept me. Never kept me.
You know what these fighting games need? They need a fucking battle royale mode.
So what you're saying is that Toshinden should come back.
That was Battle Arena.
Battle Arena, Battle Royale, whatever. Carl doesn't know. That's why we're the detectives.
I am on my mark.
Oh, God.
Yes. Always.
Always. Yeah.
Move your camera.
Yeah. Food? No. I'm always past that. No one gets the joke.
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah. I'm out.
Then there's questioning if indie and modern games would last at least 10 years. Yeah, they will.
This rate, I feel like they're the saving grace of the game industry. because these AAA companies are more concerned about pumping the games out and generating money, and to appease these shareholders. Like, look at Activision. How much did they make for Black Ops 4? Even after all the Jewing they did with their fan base, with all these multiple types of versions they sold, well over $100, compiled and designed to play with the season pass, but not able to not play without it. It's not able to play without it. They're pretty much saying, well, you don't really need the season pass, but you'll have a brick of a game because there's no single player experience. It is all online, and they made this big advertising aspect about it, about how it's going to have battle royale, a trend that I really hope comes to an end, and it will eventually. It's a good thing it doesn't really concern me too much. There's PUBG and there's Fortnite and now Black Ops. So
Whoops.
Here's the thing about Battle Royale. Even current Battle Royale is subpar to what Battle Royale could be. There's many interesting types of Battle Royale that could be done with enough, creative input, but instead people just copy paste the same formula over and over again.
Like a battle royale game I want to play is definitely, I want one that's a little more melee focused. It takes place in like a small district of a city street or something, and like have it contemporary, have it basically aesthetically look like the Warriors. So there are melee weapons like some baseball bats and chains and maybe some barbed wire and all that. Barely any range weapons, and if you can use them, like your character is a terrible shot. So like if you're playing on throwing a knife or whatever, you may not always hit your mark. That's the kind of battle royale game I want. But no game developer is going to be
not only
creative.
That, we don't have anything that doesn't have fucking modernized weapons. I know this sounds a little weird, but a dark fantasy battle royale wouldn't be bad. They had something.
There was this old PC game. It's not RuneScape. But why am I thinking of the word rune?
I don't know why you mentioned RuneScape, but okay.
Hold on.
It was a dark fantasy game, and it was like a third-person action game, and they had like a gladiatorial arena combat mode that almost felt like a battle royale, except the map was very small. You just get into the arena and just start swinging like crazy. You can even use like characters' limbs and their arms and use them as melee weapons.
What the fuck?
Are you sure it wasn't just called Rune?
It might have been.
It might have been, yeah. Because that's what it sounds like.
Warriors of Valhalla or Halls of Valhalla.
We have to do some research on that.
Okay, let me look up on Steam.
The only thing that comes close to what I wanted, like a dark fantasy, is what
Rune Halls of Valhalla. That was it.
Yeah, that game was fun when I played it for a little while.
Yeah. I need an Armored Core game in my life. That's the true battle royale.
I'm just saying, games don't go far enough.
No, they do the bare minimum
to get the biggest market,
and it works. It works every fucking time, but apparently not enough. Well, lately it's people getting tired of it,
which is making me come every night.
TMI, but yeah, I don't want the companies to fall. I want them to learn their lesson and get their act together.
They won't, though. That's the problem. I think they're beyond redemption. I'm like the Punisher. You think you can do this by Batman logic? No, we can't.
Yeah, the main three companies I'm kind of like looking at with Stern is EA, Activision, and it's Bethesda. A tie between Bethesda, Bugfesta. Well, can I just put 5 now instead of 3?
Boy, I sure hope they don't fuck with Doom Eternal.
Whoa. Shin brought up a really good point.
I don't think they will.
A melee-based battle royale with barely any range weapons exists. It's called JoJo Last Survivor. Too bad it's for arcades only.
Yeah, you mean arcades? They're probably exclusive in Japan, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, because we can't have nice shit. I'm real sorry about that.
A battle royale with mechs, that would also be pretty awesome.
Yeah, Armored Core in this bitch. I mean, it wouldn't be the same.
You mean Mech Warrior?
Mech Warrior, yeah.
That too.
We haven't had one in a while, have we?
Mech Warrior? Wasn't there like a game they tried to get out, but then fucking Harmony Gold tried to sue them, and then they lost? By they, I mean Harmony Gold.
No.
Okay, about to say yeah.
No, that might have been RTS.
I don't know, but we haven't had like the mech genre of games has kind of been dead.
Dude, the mecha genre anime is fucking dying.
Well, I mean,
Mech
it's not the
exists.
'90s anymore.
Why do you think the new Super Robot Wars games, they're just saying, fuck it, let's just bring whatever old school anime we can into this bitch. Nadia's Secret of Blue Water. They have like a little vehicle, right? That'd be a playable character. Okay, okay. What about for Super Robot Wars T that's coming out April for the Switch? Pre-order now. Wink wink. Not getting paid. I swear. Well, we could put Cowboy Bebop in the game. Yeah, sure, fuck it. Put it in there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's John Wick.
Because there's no where are you going to put Darling and the Franks in there? Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. Be my guess.
They actually did
Maybe
that.
no, but maybe SSSS Gridman should be in there. I don't know.
Maybe.
How about another Ultraman game?
Isn't there another Ultraman game coming out? Oh, Megas XLR. That would be great.
I know the Power Rangers game is coming out. It's not exactly along the same lines, but I have
It
no hopes
isn't
for the
really
game.
new. The Sentai Fighter has been out since forever, and I'm pretty sure it's just a retool of it.
I'm sorry. I'm just so impressed by my fucking SD Gunpla.
Well, there you go.
I too enjoy my therapeutic robot sessions, but
He needs to fight my SD Zero Maru. Yeah, those games I need to play. I definitely need to finish Super Robot Wars. I believe I'm playing V right now. I have V and X, but I decided to go to V because I want some closure to the fiasco that was everything after the TV series of Martian Successor Nadesico. Let's not get started on that.
Now you've already started on that can of worms. Go ahead. Hulk out.
So Nadesico is a really fun anime. It's a space opera. It's a space opera that parodies the likes of Gundam, Macross, and Yamato. It's got serious moments, but it's mostly a little fun and goofy shit. Then the movie took itself way too goddamn seriously. They turned one of the protagonists into something he isn't meant to be. There's like 3 years of backstory that doesn't get a whole lot of development, because in order for you to find out what the hell happened, you needed to play a visual novel in the game that was exclusively to Japan on the Sega Saturn. And it was planned to be a trilogy, but obviously the low ratings canceled the first movie before it could get any traction. So it pretty much aborted that franchise pretty hard.
You sound sad about that.
I am sad.
How sad?
Very sad.
Yeah. I would say cry for me to believe.
But apparently, the thing I like about the Super Robot Wars games is that they're not just really weird crossovers, but they kind of have like weird, almost fan fictions like story retcons and ideas that are just fascinating to go through, because somebody still had to officialize this, and Bandai Namco still had to publish it.
That makes
Ride watches? What is he talking about?
He's talking about Kamen Rider Zio,
okay.
which uses watches, and they're really cool looking because you turn them on and they dig a little sound effect.
I really need a fucking cross silhouette frame. His legs are just too stubby.
You can say yourself, you'll be back in Lafayette, and now you know which store that is in Hobby Town if it's open.
Yeah, I know.
How about that other one that was?
You mean the one that said it was
closed.
open, but then it was closed, and then I tried to call them. Like, yeah, fuck that business, man. If they do that to me again, I'm about to go full Silent Rob rant about that store.
It's a ghost lobby store.
The one in my town's all right.
Store.
The one in my town's all right. The problem is I already know everything in their stock because I saw it at MechaCon.
Yeah, I'm real sorry about that. But no, Darkscream, it's a ghost lobby store. See, little did y'all know, The ghost lobby store. I swear to you, I saw somebody in that fucking store.
It's
I didn't get out the car.
The joke
No,
is
no.
that person was me.
No, that was before you got to the window.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
I could have swore I
he's
saw a back room with the door open. With the
Yeah.
lights on.
See? Yeah. See? You have the gift.
for those who
I knew your
for
people
those who
had
don't know what
powers.
the fuck we're talking about, we wanted to make a trip to another hobby store that sold Gunpla merch. And even though they said that they were open in the store and they said they were open till 7 p.m., we were there at 4 p.m. Nobody was there. The store lights were on. The merchandise was there. Nobody was there. I tried to call them. The phone didn't even have a fucking dial tone. And Windsor was looking them up on Google and it says they were permanently closed.
So
But then
someone was clearly getting laid in the back room. Is what that
I
really
would
was
have
about.
heard it. I
I
can
don't
hear
know.
things pretty well.
All right, but you realize that a black person was on time to be somewhere that day, and I saw someone that no one else saw in that store. It's got to be a ghost store, or someone was getting laid that day at that moment in time. Those are the conclusions. Come on, take your pick.
The bottom line is just that fuck that store, man.
That was a little weird, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of regret not buying that Master Grade kit that appealed to me.
You can get it some other time, man. You don't have to always get it.
True, I can always order it off of Amazon if I really want
really
to.
need to catch
It's not gonna feel the same, but I get what you mean.
I'll do that probably maybe tonight.
Yeah, remember when you can go from store to store to find interesting shit?
You still can.
I mean, well, not in my city. No, we lost everything.
Not where you live.
We don't even
Did
have
y'all?
an FYE anymore.
Oh shit. So
Yeah.
no music. Yeah.
No music, no used DVDs of 90s anime, no nothing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not even Ice Cube in this bitch?
Nope. Not even Ice Cube.
Oh man. That's rough.
Yeah. It is rough.
I got something for your mind, your body, and your soul. Okay.
I wish the town we were going to did have a Barnes and Noble.
But what did you call it?
Oh wait, let me phrase that. I wish the town that we're going to tomorrow to see the Broly movie had a Barnes and Noble in there.
Noble, yeah.
It's Barnes and Nobles.
Barnes and Nobles.
Well,
yeah.
but considering we live in the South, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of belays going on in there.
Books a Million's dead, right? Like, is that pretty much?
They're still thriving. But the thing is, they don't sell Gunpla merch, at least not to my knowledge.
It's an exclusive right. It's an exclusive right.
They sell every other crap that you don't care about, like Funko Pops, Super Mario Monopoly, Legend of Zelda Monopoly, board games.
Just shoot me
Fortnite Monopoly. Oh God, I hope that doesn't exist.
Fortnite Monopoly might be a thing. We just don't know. We just don't know it to confirm it yet. But I wouldn't be surprised because there's a Big Bang Theory Monopoly. Yeah,
really?
I have the SD. I have the SD Gunpla pointing his rifle into my head. I'm asking him to just squeeze the trigger right now.
Yeah,
just squeeze.
Yeah, you did say you would find it earlier.
Hey, Shin's playing Trails of Cold Steel 1. Darkscream.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Quick question: what's like the pacing of the game? Is it similar to a Tales game or?
Well, I haven't played a whole lot of Tales game as a frame of reference, but I know the first game took me about 70 hours.
Well, I mean, like before the game kind of stops holding your hand.
Well,
from when you started,
the game starts at like a point, then it kind of gets to a flashback. The plot is that you're a fucking student at a military academy called Thor's, and you're part of this like special unique class because you're like in a continent that used to have like a high nobilities class system, but the chancellor decided to like fix all that shit, try to like bridge that gap. And you and a bunch of other students are basically a mix of like nobles and commoners and shit. And yeah, almost every fucking game has like, almost every JRPG nowadays has like 30 tutorials, even if you're like 70 hours in.
No, I don't mind it. I just
But the game doesn't hold your hand that much.
I see. Yeah, you remember the time where it just dropped you in the game and said, "All right, figure it out, faggots." If you don't, you're gonna be stuck in the same fucking part for the next 6 months. But I'm still in the first town of Chrono Trigger. Yeah, don't look it up. Figure it out. Yeah, it took me a little while, but it didn't take that long. It took me like about 20, 30 minutes because the game really doesn't give you much of a clue what you're supposed to do in Chrono Trigger. But once the game gets going, then little did you know, all you had to do was walk around, press the A button constantly. That's classic
Yeah.
JRPGs for you. Then it turned to the X button.
Actually, I could probably just go to how long to beat.com to compare like times and shit. Okay.
Tales, they have a slower pace in terms of like sequence of events. But for the most part, you
Chrono
get to a
Trigger
point
about
where they
26 hours for main and extra, 45 hours if you're a completionist.
well, yeah, that's gonna be me.
Let's see. Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel, 63 hours. Main story, main plus extras, 83 hours. So that was close to where I was playing.
Let's see.
112 hours completionist. Second game was like 55 and a half hours to feel like that. Main extra, 78 hours. And let's see. Is it Tales of Vesperia? Definitive edition is 49 hours. They don't have anything for main extra just yet. Okay.
Get the game. It's good. Don't even ask any questions. Look up synopsises. It has a little bit of a slow pace, but every Tales game sort of has a slow pace. Once you get to a certain point, though, the game begins to kick your ass. And apparently it's in 60 frames. Not that that really matters, but the game is it was good without all the extra things that they have it, but with the extra things it adds more to the experience.
Yeah, I just don't know when I'm going to get the game.
Yeah, just take Crumb out.
Good.
Wait until like the price of it drops down if you're not ready to like invest into it or something. They'll have sales eventually, or if not, just jump into it. I think it's like, is it $50? I don't know if it's 60 or 50.
Yeah, I haven't checked yet. Let me look that up right now, but I'm pretty sure. Man, it'd be stupid if it was $60.
Not really. We waited a long time for this, and the amount of content they added into it. Like
Yeah,
this
but
is
still a
basically the PS3,
decade-old game.
and they just resold so many other games. Maybe not at full price, but I don't mind it.
Exactly. Not at full price. That's the key. Those are the key words.
Even still, this isn't. But this is a full-on game. Those games were on past hardware. This is based upon past hardware, but it's like the PS3 version. What we should have got a long time ago anyway, but the visuals and everything are better.
It's $50. Anyways, I'll be back. I need to use the restroom.
All right. Dead air.
Yeah, I tried to do something to stop the dead air.
Yeah.
I don't know, read the chats or something.
Forgot to mention I said it was my first time. Okay, Shin. Now look, Windsor's clearly absent-minded, so I'm going to be your guide in this. First, you put the condom on the opposite way. That's what you're supposed to do. No, in all honesty, though, I haven't played any of the Trails of Cold Steel games. It seems like it's a little slower pace, but I haven't really played a whole lot of JRPGs. Any of the new ones. The last ones I played was Dragon Quest XI. I haven't finished or played it in a while. If you maybe, and I kind of have the same approach to it as I did with the Tales games. I played other Tales games, and I hated Tales of Vesperia when I first started playing it. But as I went on, then the game stopped holding my hand, and I really liked it. As for Dragon Quest, well, we're spoiled on Dragon Quest 8. It's a little too it was just a little too good for me to look at Dragon Quest 11 and go, well, this is just as good, because it's definitely a lot easier, and there's elements that, while they were taken out and simplified, I don't know, I feel like the game could be just a little bit more challenging to start out. I liked the fact that Dragon Quest 8 was a little bit more difficult when you start out, because it keeps you on your toes. But I mean, that's neither here or there. People may disagree with me with that. Windsor, are you alive, or what's going on?
Yes, yes. I'm checking the Twitter really quick.
Okay. Anything from Mr. Anti-Bully?
Yes, ironically enough, he's bringing off a name I haven't heard in years. I'm gonna wait until
Who's that? Oh, you gonna wait? Okay.
I'm gonna wait till Darkscream comes back.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
What's up?
So
About Anti-Bully.
I'm checking Jim's Twitter, right? And
Right.
he posted. I'm guessing it was a sound clip.
Okay.
And then it said, it's like, I'm still trying to figure out what the video he posted to make a joke. Someone was trying to say, I'm still trying to figure out what video you just played is. And they're like, doesn't exist anymore. A guy held a 3-hour live stream screaming and crying because his grandma yelled at him. She told him, you're in your mid-20s. You don't bathe. You spend all day masturbating. You need to get a job. He did not take it well. That sounds like one hell of a story. Have you ever heard a grown man quote Final Fantasy while choking back tears all because his mom told him online friends aren't real? And then someone posted a link, and then Drew goes, no way. And the link is to a video. And you know who it is?
Who?
If you had to guess any Let's Player from forever ago, who would you think? His name starts with a B.
B.
Oh God.
Not
Boomstick.
No. Boomstick wasn't a Let's Player though. Or
okay.
Or you're talking about the other Boomstick, the modern Boomstick, but not
No.
Boomstick 545.
Nah, I wouldn't know.
You want to know who it is?
I don't know because I wasn't familiar with a whole lot of Let's Players.
Does the name Bo Heppens the Third ring a bell?
Hardly.
Oh man, I guess I was the only one that paid attention to that. He was a lol cow from way back.
Forever ago, yeah.
Bo Heppens the Third.
He hasn't pulled the trigger yet on himself, Damn. I mean, wait, good.
But I'm guessing the video that was posted has some references to what Jim's talking about, and I'll watch it later.
Man, okay. Speaking of blood sports, man, I can't. Well, actually, I can partly believe it, but my God, Worski was all ready for that fight. He was going to kick some ass.
Yeah.
And the other guy just fucking pussed out.
Fun fact.
But we already knew that was
posted a video today. You know what it was about?
What?
He decided to make a challenge. Mundane Matt versus Tonka Saw. Winner gets forgiven by the internet.
Whoa, Kimosabi.
Oh.
I would actually enjoy seeing Matt saying, yeah, I'll totally fight him, because, Tonka wanted to fight Matt for the longest time, too.
That's true, he did.
Oh, what was the term? Give me that silver play button.
Yeah, he wanted that silver play button from him so badly.
Well, yeah, because he's flagged his damn channel. Yeah.
Oh.
You heard who Worski wanted to fight at the end of his speech, right?
I didn't listen to his speech. What did he say?
He said he wanted to fight Baked Alaska. Yeah. Which, to be honest, if he did that, he'd be giving Baked Alaska his popularity back. So he'd be doing him a favor. I don't know. Also, well, then again, it'd be easier for him to set up a fight with him and JF. But to be honest, as serious as Andy is, no, I think Andy would just kind of take that without question. I don't feel that JF would really, if he even actually did it, would provide much of a challenge. What I actually wanted to happen though was not only Tonka show up and fight, but I wanted his physique to like surprise everybody. And he'd be like, "Yeah, actually, I've been working out," and like the fight actually be somewhat even, and we don't know who's gonna win. Like to me, that would have been more interesting because I know a lot of
Nah,
people.
man, nah.
No,
No, I
Now,
mean
what
that
needs to
isn't.
happen is he
It's
needed
too
to come
realistic.
here as a little scrawny boy, thinking like he's kind of like he's basically Scrappy Doo, just kind of jumping around really fast, saying "Let me
no.
at him, let me at him."
Are you talking about in that video the way he's like pretty much a jobber? Well, he's a jobber in all his fucking video footage of him
Yeah,
wrestling.
I'm pretty sure no one in this in chat is actually aware of what we're talking about because
Yeah, it's a bunch of internet spurgs getting mad at each other. They
Yeah,
wanted to do an
occasionally.
IRL fight.
the thing I live for, dumpster fires.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
loves them dumpster fires, and
yeah, trash fires are good. Yeah.
Mr. Medicare actually uploaded a video this morning about one of those dumpster fires. You can find out more information there. That's the most abridged version we could get. But it was basically
Yeah,
between two people by the name of Andy Worski and Tonka Saw. TLDR, Tonka Saw, internet tough guy. He wants to fight. He's been making like fight threats against everyone. And yeah, it is as laughably stupid as it sounds. Worski actually said, okay, let's set up a fight. And they actually set it up too. They had like a promoter, they had a schedule, an arena, everything legally
It was
set
pay
up.
per view too, and
yeah,
And Worski himself, he was training, he was actually getting serious. And Taka, on the other hand, you expect him to do the same because he's been acting like the tough guy, threatening fights all the time. Nope, he pushes out in the most near criminal-like way possible. I still
yeah.
don't even have the story straight. Something
I
about
could,
are
I
you
can
kidding?
abridge it.
More stuff is happening. I can't even tell you what happened today alone. It's been
Really,
great. He
there's been
deleted
more with it.
his apology video.
oh wow,
Oh,
okay.
finally, huh?
He
Was a
deleted
good thing that somebody else has it.
he deleted his apology video, and he said, due to recent information that has come up, my apology is no longer valid.
Oh yeah, I did read that. Yeah, I did read that. Yeah,
And it's been very rare that he's been talking with Kraut. So let's see where that ends up.
yeah. More gay ops are afoot, people. That's oh god.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
that's what they call it. Man, this
See,
could have been
this
us
is
if
what
we
I lived for,
this,
you know.
No, this could have been me active in that field if I was still doing YouTube commentaries back like I did back in 2009.
Yeah, it's a good thing you met me
I
and
mean,
pulled you out that fucking hole.
Yeah,
mean,
I'm so glad I got out of that fucking hole.
you
Yeah.
gotta remember, Darkscream. Even Jim said it. Commentary channels were going to die.
They were going to die. Yeah, they were
Yeah, but
going
some
to
of them
just
are
eat
still
themselves.
around, dude. In fact,
Yeah, like a zombie. Put it out of its misery.
I mean, look, it fell a niche, but ultimately, it's not a popularized, form of channel.
I mean, it's just like atheists making videos against creationists, speaking points. It just gets old after a while. There's nothing.
you can't change either of their minds. What's the point?
Tom, you
mean,
better not be bullshitting me. Like, I need some like details.
sauce,
Send me to
please.
that in
Yeah,
Discord right now.
yeah. Come on.
Yeah, they can't
Details.
just fucking announce a live action Pokemon Red and Blue movie when Detective Pikachu hasn't even come out yet, and we haven't even seen the fucking results.
And speaking of live action shit that I don't want to see, Sonic. Like please cancel this project.
What
They're
the
not
No
gonna.
one wants this. No
They
one needs
spent
this.
they spent too much CG money on it.
What the
Yeah, you're
hell?
right.
I'm looking it
Goddamn.
up.
Fucking Christ. Is it real?
This
Okay.
is the worst timeline.
Oh my god.
Okay, Legendary developing third live action Pokemon movie based on original. Third? What's the other one? Okay, let's see. Are they trying to literally make a cinematic universe?
How did Aquaman make $1 billion?
Well, they put in comic relief and got a reasonably attractive guy to play Aquaman. That's what they did.
It's just that Aquaman was
Speaking of
seen as
which, I
the
should have just
laughing
taken
stock.
her to see that movie. She would have liked it. Some naked dude with a bunch of water on him all the time. Yeah, there you go. That's not why I'm here, but that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, so the other movie they're doing is the CGI remake of Pokemon, the first movie. And then they're wanting to make a
Why?
live-action movie of Red and Blue. You run Mewtwo into the ground so much. You can't be the main one.
When I read Red and Blue, even though I did read the word Pokemon, I'm thinking of like the Rooster Teeth show, Red and Blue.
Oh, Red versus Blue, man! I used to love that show.
I could never get into it, but maybe I'll look at it again in
Like
the future.
the first couple seasons, the Blood Gulch Chronicles were great because it was not very action driven; it was all dialogue driven, and which is kind of a funny thing because the first episode they kind of just indirectly set it up. What are they doing? They're talking. That's what you asked me 5 minutes ago. That's what you asked me now. And in 5 minutes from now, you're going to ask me where they're doing, and I'm going to tell you the same thing. They're just standing there, and they're talking. Oh. What are they talking about? I fucking hate you, Tucker.
Yeah, it sounds like. Doesn't that sound like Office Space style of humor?
Kinda.
Yeah, just this dry pan, just oh. Well, what are they talking about? I just imagine Peter saying that.
I had one of those great ideas.
Oh God.
Really,
What was it?
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
Well, all right. It's a jump to conclusions, Matt.
Okay, when you say Machinima died, do you mean the art style of Machinima, or do you
No,
mean
the
Machinima.com?
The channel
channel
for
is
sure
done.
died.
Oh, well, thank
Channel.
God.
But you don't see really any actual machinima anymore.
There's nothing in it on there anyway. Oh man, it's like Machinima dying is like G4 going off the air. Like, am I supposed to cry or
Nothing of value was lost.
Yeah.
It died a long time ago.
Yeah. A real long time ago. Feel me?
All right. Let's see. How long have we been going? Because I'm thinking about wrapping it up. Yeah, we've been going for almost 90 minutes now. I don't.
Have we?
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, time flies when we just fucking talk about random shit that the chat doesn't even know or care about.
Thoughts about Shazam though? Have you seen the trailer?
I've seen the first trailer. I haven't seen anything new after that. Like the first trailer that came out months ago.
The second trailer came out this morning.
Oh, I didn't see. I didn't see that one yet. Did you?
Yeah, I did. From the looks of it, it seems like they're gonna have a little bit more of a comic relief type of approach to it. Which, considering that it's DC, they kind of need that.
Well, Marvel, not only that, but you can't take, it's really, the concept about like a 12 to 14-year-old kid turning into a super grown-up superhero man, you can't make that dark and edgy and angsty. That would be stupid.
You can, but it's, it's boring. There's nothing to really build off of. If it's goofy and zany.
Like Shazam is like literally the most literal definition of like a children's escapist fantasy right there.
Sort of, yeah. But it seems like they're taking some creative liberties with his character traits whenever he's in Shazam form. I don't want to say Captain yeah, there it is. Yeah,
I don't want that lawsuit. Say it. I'm going to say it.
Yeah, the N word.
No, that's
the M word.
Captain Marvel.
I see. But no, the trailer looks like it'll be all right.
No, that's good to hear. Because the first trailer I thought was all right.
See, I didn't see the first trailer. The second one just kind of popped up. I might watch the first one for reference, just to see if there's like any differences, because that this could be subject to change in the midst of filming and everything.
True. Yeah, they could have had more color.
Yeah, this trailer was full of color for some reason.
Well,
it's another thing I noticed. It wasn't as dark.
At Aquaman, the sky was so blue.
Yeah, it was. I haven't seen the movie. I might go see it.
I've seen some trailer clips. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. They realized that being angsty and serious, which is pretty much the comic books, that doesn't really translate well to a modern audience that doesn't read comic books. I had to finish that sentence.
If they keep this up, they're going to give the audience some Black Lightning.
Didn't they already do that with a TV show?
Well, TV show, yeah, but fuck that. Let's make a movie.
Yeah. Then they'll stop bitching and moaning about Black Panther being the first black superhero, which is
Not
not
true.
true. Yeah, it's completely not true.
Like, well, who's the best black superhero of 2018? No, I think Miles
No.
Morales was better.
Oh, Miles who? Who's that?
Spider-Man.
God. I'm kidding. I'm I'm playing the people that don't know anything. Like I was friends with somebody that they said they were an X-Men fan. Like I like the X-Men movies, but that's not what she said. She said she was an X-Men fan. So then the first question I asked, and by the way, I'm an X-Men fan, but I don't know a whole lot about X-Men. However, there's basic things that most people that like X-Men and know about X-Men would know. Like the Sentinel Force. When I asked her about that, she kind of didn't know what I was talking about, and conversation didn't continue much further than that. I was like, look, maybe they haven't presented it in the movies yet, but the Sentinel Force is kind of like one of the main antagonistic forces of X-Men for a while, especially after they're presented. I don't know. Like, it just surprised me that she didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, those live action movies didn't do a whole lot of representation to the X-Men lore properly. And we didn't get the Sentinels until Days of Futures Past.
Yeah, and that's movie 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it is, because it's after First Class, which I thought was probably the best of them all. The second one had the best action scenes, but the third one the writing was awful. I did
so
not
bad
like
that they had to use the fifth movie to retcon it.
But
now they're
actually no. The third one ain't the worst. Apocalypse is.
Really?
Yeah, Apocalypse is far worse than the third one.
I haven't seen Apocalypse because I've heard about the negative reviews, but really, that worse than The Last Stand?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's really bad.
God, wow. How so?
Well, let's see. Storm's character is like almost completely retconned and ignored. They ruined Psylocke. Angel looks lame. Apocalypse is boring. There's no memorable scenes or dialogue. The characters are one-dimensional. It's bad. It's really bad. It's not good at all. And I didn't see Days of Futures Past, but for what I can understand, that movie was a good movie.
Oh, it was really good. I liked it.
Yeah. The third one, the problem I have with the third one is it just didn't feel like it had a whole bunch of care with it at all. But with Apocalypse, it's like they tried. It's not that they didn't try to make the movie good, but they forgot what the characters should be in X-Men. That's the vibes I got from Apocalypse. But as a result, it was worse. Now, I don't know if it's worse than the Wolverine movies.
Well,
but it's pretty bad.
I saw Origins Wolverine. Yeah, it was a train wreck.
Logan was good.
I didn't see the Wolverine, but I did see Logan. And yeah, that one was really good.
To me, Logan is like I don't even count it as an X-Men movie because you don't need prior knowledge of those movies or the source material to watch and enjoy it. The movie kind of throws you into a world that is loosely based upon the Wolverine origin comics, but also not entirely bound by its continuity. It takes creative liberties that I think are not only welcome, but are well done. They write them in a way where they accommodate to the fans, but at the same time, it's open-ended enough to be its own thing, and it is. The comic relief is done well, and you really do sympathize for that, mainly Logan, because of course he's the main character, but with the other characters there too.
But like and there would be a perfect swan song, but that fucking mouse bastard's gonna give him like fucking money to appear again, maybe.
Nah, he said that's the last one. I don't, and
usually
I think
they always say that, and then check and change their minds afterwards. That's why it's hard for me to take quotes like "this is the last thing in the franchise."
Yeah, it's like Kiss, you know.
then it makes too much fucking money, and then they make another thing or whatever. Which is why I'm glad Kingdom Hearts said, "Oh, this is the last game in the Xehanort saga." Now, because they know they're going to make more of these fucking games because their fans will gobble it up, they're going to move on to the next confusing storyline.
Yep, the
Or
master
in
of
the case.
masters.
In the case of Yakuza, they said Yakuza 6 was the grand finale of the Kazuma Kiryu arc. Now the next mainline game is going to have a new protagonist.
Well, I mean, come on, Darkscream. Don't you realize at the end of that sentence is this is the last one, ... for now?
Yeah,
so when we're ready to make money again, yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back.
This is the grand ultimate finale to this. Oh, wait. Wait. Reboot. Oh.
Another thing, honestly, not that it really matters, but Hugh Jackman is like 50 years old. You know, not that it really matters, but yeah, like he probably is just done doing pretty much a typecast role. Let's be honest here. It's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone and those action style of movies. But when you are known for playing a character or a certain type of role for so long, it's hard to break that. I mean, look at Leonard Nimoy. He could never detach himself from the idea of Star Trek. And he's a good actor, and I like his voice as a narrator. But he died as people knowing him as the Star Trek guy.
Spock.
As Spock, yeah.
Yeah, and he for like a decade he got through serious alcohol. He had an alcohol problem because of it. That doesn't sound too outlandish, because it could probably drive you crazy that you can't break the conditioning of people's minds of their first impression of you. Because if he did, but you know what? If he didn't do well with that role, they wouldn't have remembered him anyway. That is true.
So that's the double-edged sword to it. It's like you do so well that you can't not be that. Musicians are kind of like that too. They remember you for what I don't want to call that his magnum opus, but it's the main thing. I'm trying to think of like for me, for most people, we're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. If it isn't Predator, then it's definitely Terminator 2 that they think of one of his best films. So him being in a movie called Jingled All the Way is clearly just a far cry from what we come to expect. But we saw it anyway.
But we're already a month after that. But yeah, the red-haired teacher from Trace of Cold Steel is pretty hot, but I doubt you romance her. No, you have to pick one of the students. I picked the blue-haired woman.
Well, the red hair, her name's not Big Red, is it?
No, it's Sarah Valstein.
Yeah, okay, good. A normal fucking name.
Well, let's see. Should we wrap it up here?
Yeah, it's up to you. I didn't realize that much time it went on so quickly.
Yeah, I kind of went through those fucking those results quick, but yeah, just to go through it one more time. But I think on the next one,
I have one last question in regards to the poll results. Are you pleased with what the results are? Did you get what you want, Darkscream?
I am surprised.
Are you really surprised?
Yeah, I didn't know many people would be like, "Oh, Gundam X, sure."
Probably because Gundam X looks a little bit better than what they expect from Gundam.
That might be true, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You said this is like a prequel of all of them?
No, it's another AU story where it's like, okay, it's like Gundam, but it's post-apocalyptic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently, like the wars between colonists and Earth just kind of fucked up the Earth even harder than anything the Universal Century's done, and we've dropped colonies at the time.
Wow,
we dropped them hard.
Better than what Final Fantasy VII did.
Yeah. Yeah.
More like a drop in the water.
Oh man, you're so fucking funny.
More like a dropping of the ball. Maybe you should have announced the game too early.
Or
We don't even know if it's going to be on PS4. It might be stuck. It might be in PS5 now, which is a console I may not get.
I don't even know if it will come out. Like they've scrapped all the development on it, and considering that it's CyberConnect, by the way, that was developing it.
Yeah.
They have completely scrapped all work on it. So my question is, are they going to do the same thing with Final Fantasy VII that they did with Kingdom Hearts? Like, are we going to have to play like 5 prequels and spin-offs before we get the remake, and then they say, okay, we're going to make a sequel? You have to wait like 11 more
That
years
doesn't
for
make
that.
any sense in Final Fantasy VII's case because we already know the fucking story.
Well, they could always
In
write
the
shit
case
out.
of Kingdom Hearts 3, you needed to learn like 20 other fucking things in order to get the full understanding of the story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
you had to play Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Kingdom
Ugh.
Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts 356 Half Days,
Oh, no one's playing that.
Recoded,
And then there's Dream Drop Distance.
Dream Drop Distance, and then 0.2, and then the mobile game, and then
No.
watching the movie for the mobile game that came with 2.8, and then you get to play 3.
Wait, did you mention Recoded?
Yes.
Yeah, Recoded is now.
It's like,
canon.
okay, this game is not we take that back. Jiminy Cricket's journal was the key the whole time. Jesus fucking Christ.
That was so dumb. I knew there had to be something up with that because I'm like, this is basically a remake of the first one. What is the point?
Wait until they try explaining how when Maleficent died in Kingdom Hearts 1, she was actually teleported back in time to a digital world version of the world with Sleeping Beauty in it, where she fought against a different character.
Hollow Bastion?
No, not Hollow Bastion.
Oh, Sleeping Beauty. Okay.
Yeah, like something Dominion or whatever.
He's not making any of this up, by the way, for those who are curious about the chat.
And then she thinks she can break how the entire story played out and then make it to where she wins, but she's bound by the rules of the world to still lose regardless.
Everybody run.
Only
Tetsuya Nomura has another crazy idea.
To be fair, it's mostly Square Enix is making that happen, though.
No, this is Nomura's fingerprints, dude.
Only then to discover of the magic box that will unleash some giant catastrophic event or something of that nature in 3.
Oh, you mean the story itself?
And then how before dying she met someone named Darkness, and Darkness was all like, "Hey, I'm Darkness. I see you don't want to die. How about instead of dying, I'll send you forward in time to Kingdom Hearts 2." And that's how she came all the way back from Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2 after dying.
And then we can review some shitty Sonic games together.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, you said Darkness. That was the first thing that went to my head.
So basically anything after Sonic Adventure 2, right?
I haven't even got to that point in the story of the mobile game because I've been ignoring it for months. I was just like, I'll catch up with it. Oh yeah, and how the girl who was assassinated was Marluxia's sister, and then that's how he met Larxene, who's also a Keyblade wielder. Hey, you get a Keyblade, and you get a Keyblade, and you get a Keyblade.
Okay, Oprah. Yeah.
Everyone gets a Keyblade except Sayax.
What if they get a Lock Blade?
Man, don't give no more ideas.
Yeah, man, a Safe Blade. You got the Volt Blade, the Volt Shield. Volt Shield. Come on, make it happen. Make it happen.
Don't give him ideas. Which brings up a good question. If the chick that got assassinated was Marluxia's sister, that means Marluxia wasn't the assassin. So that means it has to be the one character that isn't one of the main 2 protagonists or the other 2 characters that are relevant to the story. And you know what his name is?
What?
Brain.
Where's the pinky?
I was about to say.
Yeah.
The pinky is Marluxia. Didn't you see the hair?
Are we talking about Kingdom Hearts right now? I'm behind.
Yes, we're still talking about Kingdom Hearts. Like I said, There's so much garbage you aren't even aware of with this background lore that Nomura's been shoving into the phone game.
Yeah, and that's necessary, isn't it?
Let's see. Marluxia is over like how long ago did they say the Keyblade War was? Was it 100 years?
100 years ago, I think.
Okay, 100 years ago. So Marluxia's over 100 years old. Larxine's over 100 years old. Ventus is over 100 years old.
Why?
They were all somehow sent to the future. At this point, I don't even. I
Do they
just
take
want
vi- Go
I
ahead.
just want the story to actually kind of end in the phone game, because at this point I'm going to be playing 3, and they're still going to be updating this game with more story.
Yeah.
Well,
Isn't that great? Making the story more complicated than it needs to be already.
The thing is,
Eh.
I don't even have to pay for money in the game anymore to beat the story. I could just wait for story updates and play them.
Sounds about right.
well, anyways, I am thinking about wrapping this stream up. If you guys get the chance, yeah, pre-order Trails of Cold Steel on Amazon for PlayStation 4. It's gonna run so much better than on the Vita. Because as much as I like playing it on the Vita, there were moments in the game that actually do chug. Yeah, I'm like, oh, that needs to
Really?
be fixed.
It
Yeah,
drops frames?
yeah.
Sony, what are you doing?
Well, they're not doing handhelds anymore.
Well,
I
they
thought-
shouldn't.
Well, I thought the PlayStation 5, and this was a theory of mine, because you know how Nintendo is such a trendsetter, right?
I really
Well-
hope they don't do that. I know what you're about to say too.
Like,
Please,
well,
please no.
I
No
thought
one
they were
wants
gonna-
that.
well, Japan might, because they
Ugh.
don't play consoles at home anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
But I thought they were gonna like jump on the Switch bandwagon and try to make their own portable console. But then I don't think they're going in that direction at all, and I think that's gonna kick them in the balls soon.
Not only that, if that's true, what you said earlier about Japan not really playing many consoles anymore, then that means that selling a console like the Vita, which should be easy, but they can't
Well,
even
Japan,
sell.
in Japan, the
Oh.
Vita was actually doing very well.
Oh my god,
But
they
in
don't ever
America-
advertise that shit in America.
But in America, the Vita's for fucking nerds. Fuck you.
Well, we also got no advertisements for it either. Most people didn't even know the Vita existed.
Yeah, I know.
That's Sony's fault. Sony America's division's fault. Or whoever else decides or is in control of the advertising. Sony, please stop pandering into agenda politics and make a fucking video game. And that's all I got to say with that. That has nothing to do with anything.
No, the
with
reason
this
why they're
internet.
skipping E3 because the only thing they'll have is another what's that game? The zombie one.
Days Gone.
No, not Days Gone. The Last of Us 2.
Well, Days Gone is the zombie one, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Last of Us 2, it'll probably be a good game. I thought it was gonna look good during the E3.
Huh. Well, yeah, it might be a big hit, but it's not as big as it is you think it is, because look at the biggest hits on Sony: God of War, Spider-Man, Western developed games, not the
That's right.
Japanese. So that's why they moved their fucking branch to America.
And on top of that, they're single player games. Isn't that wonderful? You know? I thought that multiplayer was the future, EA. What happened, Activision?
I don't know. They thought they were so powerful and untouchable that if they made a statement, they think it would just automatically be true the following day.
Not only that, what these
It's like
developers
that. It's like that scientist in that one Robot Chicken sketch. You know, the one's like, Pluto is not a planet, and bullets do not hurt me. And he keeps making these wacky statements.
Yeah.
That's
I
EA
say it,
right
therefore it
there.
must be true, yeah.
Like single player games are dead. Multiplayer is the way to go, and microtransactions are necessary.
Yeah. Clearly losing his mind. Not only that, I have another question. What do you think these developers actually play their games? Because I don't think they do.
The developers do, yes. What you're thinking of is the publisher, who forces the developer to shove whatever they ask into there, and they have to find a way to shoehorn it to appease them.
Wouldn't it be better if they just self-publish, or would that be more expensive? Or
Let's see how it works for Bungie.
Yeah, that's all we
yeah,
could say because they branched off from Activision. We don't know if this would be better for them or worse, but we'll just have to wait and see. In the
they're gonna
meantime,
need more than
guys,
that,
I
though.
am going to wrap it up right here. Play Trails of Cold Steel. It's a great game. Also play Trails in the Sky on Steam. And tomorrow I'm going to see if I can kick Magus's ass in fighting games like usual.
There you go.
Yeah.
Before I show up and play Hugo.
All right. Anyways, no, we're playing Injustice. He doesn't even have Anniversary Edition on PS4.
Also, buy Resident Evil remake when it comes out, bitches.
Yeah, that too. Well, you guys are probably going to do that anyways.
Yeah, but still, do it.
With that, Darkscream signing out.
Yeah, Art. This was fun. Wait, that's me. Yeah, this was fun. We'll do this again in the future. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for the chat. We love the chat. Yeah, that's all I got.
Windsor, any last words?
I guess the next time I'll see you guys, I'll be playing more into Nomura's mind games. I'll tell you if I come out sane.
Take care, everybody.
Take care, man.